the whole time that y'all are talking to old dude, I would have just been pacing and like holding my axe up to my face and like, we will not shatter. We will not, and just walking back and forth. I'm not paying
Um,
attention to what you're doing.
Okay, so being like sane and like in a good place mentally. Okay, got it. Awesome.
roll
Temporarily,
a
yes.
wisdom save.
Absolutely.
Oh, no.
Absolutely. Because we will shatter this whole fucking house. Hold
I
on.
like God Almighty.
I
I'd
mean,
like
he's
to-
a little oblivious, but
Guys, say hello to my alt character. It is a druid that turns into giant badger and digs up the foundation in this bed.
The Green Valley Grave.
A wisdom save?
A wisdom. No, a wisdom save. I did that. No, wait. Yes, I did
you
that.
shatter
So,
her. She's gonna go quickly go that statue
I,
and be like,
yeah,
"We're out."
Say what?
I definitely almost rolled the wrong thing.
Okay.
I add my wisdom, my saving throw modifier.
Yep.
I think so.
Absolutely.
16.
That's inside of general.
Please tell me this house comes down.
That's inside of
Wrong
general.
chat.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
That's fine. I'll take it. So, good recovery. It's like nothing happened.
Alright.
So you like holding your axe to your head. You feel almost like a second heartbeat, like pounding through your hands. That's like increasing. That there's this like fury that you're actually like fighting off.
Oh, so I'm fighting it off?
That
Damn.
yeah, basically that like
You have to roll low, yeah.
what you're feeling here is an anger, and just like an anger that is beyond like people. Like it's an anger that is sort of like instinctively frightening. That you don't actively give into.
Fine.
I mean, you can still just shatter if you just want to shatter. Shatter her.
If you want to
No, we're
create
being
problems,
kind or
I
whatever.
already locked him in the door.
if you want to injure multiple total bystanders, go ahead. Like,
No, Dura said we're being nice. Cross my heart. We're good.
Ever since you called Lucy a northern hillbilly, I have like fuzzy lumpkins.
Oh,
stuck
yeah.
in my- Get off my property!
shatter.
You have why do you remember the name of a Powerpuff Girls villain that is now unlocking all of my early 2000s memories?
I just showed my.
What, you don't remember like fucking like him?
Well, okay.
Do I ever?
Everyone
does. That's the
Yeah.
good one.
I remember like lines.
I never watched.
Yeah,
Powerpuff
and
Girls.
the was it the rough
The one where all the villains are trying to one up each other at their birthday, and him creates the bull pinata that they break
Oh,
open.
yeah.
And Mojo Jojo's like, "You lost." He's like, "No, I didn't. Candy today.
Candy
Happy
today."
days tomorrow." It's so stupid. I love it.
It's
so
really good. Yes. Okay, so you fight off the urge to go on some level of killing spree that you're uncomfortable with. I'm gonna one of those times you're gonna not do that, and I'm gonna make you feel terrible. Like, I am absolutely, because you're like, haha, and I'm like, all right.
Like me
I
standing next to
mean,
that guy.
Yeah, you being like, I don't care, I was nearly murked. I'm like, all right, you signed that. Like,
I feel like when that moment happens, y'all might look at me differently.
yeah.
But that's fine. That'll be a turning point for us. I love this. For
So
us.
Emmy's out in the field.
Awesome.
So first off, you go over to the field. You like, I assume you jump the wall. Like,
She's a rogue. She can
Yeah,
scale
I
a
can
wall.
climb it.
yeah, cool. And you get out there. Roll me. Okay, so here's the thing. It's a big ass field. big ass field. There are some people that are working inside of it. In particular, you have a few different fields to choose from. There's a rice field, there's a like barley field, and in the back, I believe there's going to be a. Let's go with corn.
Wheat.
Yeah, wheat works too. Whichever one, whichever
Beer.
grain. Yeah, but barley's usually the beer one. No, actually, yeah, it is. It would be wheat.
It is.
Cool. Okay.
Barley.
So yeah, then wheat.
Also.
So you got these various fields that are like kind of nearby. Which one do you go to?
I will first go to the barley field and ask the nearest worker if they know where the incident last night came from.
Okay, so there's this guy who's just like threshing away and like doing this thing. And you're like, what the fuck? Where did you come from?
Over there.
All right, and you're saying, where did the incident last night happen? What?
Yeah, didn't you hear about there was a big awoo?
Puts it down. He's
The
like,
guards were spooked.
oh yeah, I did hear about that.
The big awoo.
From what I heard about it was like back end of the God, what the hell did he say? Well, okay, here's the thing. I didn't see anything happen inside of this field or whatnot, so it's probably the rice field.
The rice?
Yeah.
Thank you, friend.
All right.
And I will go to the rice field.
Cool.
Another party member up in a rice field.
Yeah.
Wandering.
You roll me a perception check, Emmy.
This guy's secretly a werewolf hiding.
Oh, cool.
You notice Filthy Frank leaning in the grass. He wears a straw hat and looks up at you.
No, it's as you're going there, you actually see that there's like it seems like a scarecrow off in the field. That like, you know, not seeing many crows around, you're kind of like, oh, that's weird. But what you do notice is there's a bunch of seemingly like some workers that are all together like trying to like put rice back, like the rice plants like back into their like proper spots and whatnot. I'm just like, oh god, did a boar get into this or something?
Emmy will run over there.
Okay. You just splash, 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 splash.
Remember the chi she walks on top.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, all the chakras at the bottom of the feet, Rich. You keep forgetting. that.
Believe it.
Yeah, fucking nerds.
Is this like what is that movie?
Is it Hidden
Where
Tiger?
they jump off the tree. Yes.
Yes,
Where they're
it's-
jumping from the trees.
Crouching
Yeah.
Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Ah,
Which is
Yes.
sick. Yeah, no, you actually like head over there and you see that it's like there's a pretty good amount of them that like kind of got like torn up and whatnot. Cool. Roll me either a survival or an investigation check.
I'll do investigation.
Okay. Sorry that there's a lot of skill checks involved here, but like,
Can I use my inspiration
you
to
can
reroll?
totally use
yeah,
your
you have
inspiration to
two of these
reroll.
right now.
Wow. I had another one from earlier.
You
Can I do it
did have
again?
another one from earlier. That is true. You are correct on
From a
that.
couple sessions
From a
ago.
couple sessions ago. Hey, look at that.
Okay.
Uh,
hopefully.
wow, first try.
Miracle.
Miracle.
Wow.
Didn't even need to ask
You-
your birthday.
Notice as you're like looking, or as you're like kind of gazing over top of the water, that there's something that's kind of bobbing on the surface of like this like very slightly like that's being slightly kind of like bobbed by like the wind and whatnot. That's just kind of like idly sitting there.
So it's just a thing?
you don't know.
But I
You
could-
can't really like tell. It's kind of like long and it floats. So
I would like to try and pick the thing up.
yeah, you grab it and it seems like a very well made crossbow bolt.
Interesting.
It's a body.
I will hold on to this for evidence.
Cool. Does anyone? Ashley, you were told that Emmy's out in the field. Do you bring anyone along with to?
I mean, does Durst hear that as well? When I
Oh,
asked?
Durst would also have.
Yeah, we're connected mentally.
Do we go check the field then? Since we're
Did I hear that Durst has something to say? Because Emmy would go back.
I was going to. I mean, presumably you had left by that point, but I was going to like let people know we're going to try following you to like bring everyone together. I also don't know where
Okay.
Grimwell is.
Do you want me to go try and look for Glimwell?
Yes, if you actually could, that would be helpful. This
Sure.
involves everyone.
where do you want to meet up at?
We can just meet up in the field. I think we saw Emmy running over there. That might be as good place as any. Jesse, you know where
Rice
to go?
field.
Into the field?
Well, once you find Glimbell, yes, if you can.
Yeah. Okay.
Which field are you in? I ask him.
Rice.
Rice field. Jesse.
Ricefield. Got it.
Thank you. All right, let's go.
Okay.
Just gonna
So
walk over to the-
Jesse's first attempt. Jesse has to check 2 different places ahead of time. The first one being one of the random sort of factory I think it's like probably like there's like a nearby barn, and Jesse's like, that makes sense. Goes there, you're not there. Checks over to like a sort of brewery place and goes like, hey, did anyone see a lady in a nice dress that seemed way angrier than you probably want to interact with walk by? And they're like, oh yeah, I went over there. And it's like, okay, cool. And finally comes up on
Redress
the
lady.
cart. Go, hey, Glim, you're upset. I understand that. And I'm not gonna force you to go anywhere. Because, yeah, that guy was incredibly upsetting. So I'm just going to tell you that Durst was his name? He's got something to say, and we're all meeting in the rice field to hear it.
And this, who is this?
This is Jesse.
Jesse? Okay. Glimwell kind of has her back to Jesse. And it almost looks like she's like, I'll just say it almost looks like she's like crying. But it's hard to make out because clearly her back is to Jesse.
Oh,
She just like raises her hand and just like makes a motion to like nod and leave
right.
it.
Do you need anything, or do you need some water?
She does not respond.
Okay. I don't know if this is normal or what other people do, but you know, we'll make I'm gonna go. And Jesse leaves and heads to the rice field. Yeah,
She takes note of the direction.
Yeah.
That Jesse is walking.
yeah. Yeah, socially awkward paladin. Let's go. And yeah, heads over to the rice field and is like, "Hey, Glim's not taking that well. Is that a thing that happens?"
I don't think any of you have ever seen
The only emotion has been
out of
anger.
character. Out of character.
No.
No.
Not taking it well in which way? Like breaking things, punching little
no,
kids?
no, just very quiet and like emotionally.
What?
Yeah,
She did say fucking nobles to me,
right. Which is
but
like
that's not out of the
I've
ordinary.
heard a lot of people
That's
say that,
fine.
so you know.
By emotionally, which scale? There's a lot of emotions.
On a scale that made me uncomfortable enough to talk to her.
Do we see Glimwell walking over? Or?
Say after like maybe like 10 minutes, Glimwell comes walking over.
Yeah, Jesse
and
would be
she's
like,
got
she knows to come here and whatnot. I gave her the information, so.
She's got her great sword unsheathed.
Unsheathed.
Yeah.
How does your face
Big
look when you get
yeah.
to us?
Oh, it
What's your
looks,
demeanor?
It looks. She looks normal.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely normal.
I was like, you're about to go postal and like murder everybody in the
Oh,
field
it's
here.
dark, right? It's dark now.
It's getting along.
So she has.
Oh,
to
you
it
have
lights
it
up.
out.
Oh, you have the
unsheathed
moonlight
into the
sword,
light.
right? That's
It
sick.
lights up.
I didn't know it was dark. I thought we just got here in the morning. It was only a couple hours later.
It's well, no. It's like the sun's getting lower inside the sky. It's like it's not dark yet, but like it's presumed that if you stay out there
How
long enough,
did it take us to get here?
it took you like 3 hours. You guys left around like 10-ish. Then you guys got in, spent some time. I assume that there was like another half hour-ish that was going on. The discussion happened. There's more discussions that's happening. It's probably like 1 or 2.
Okay.
So yeah,
So right, so it's not dark.
it's
yet.
not dark.
Okay, if it's
But-
not dark, then I don't.
Yeah, it's
have
not
the-
dark. You don't have the sword out. That's fine.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
No problem.
I was like, why is the sword out? Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Alright.
In the distance, you see the manor on fire.
Like, cool, what's up?
Um,
She she looks normal.
is that the
She-
kid in
she
front of the thing
approaches-
just smiling with the picture of the
right?
house in the background?
The evil girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she just goes, "What do you have to tell? What do you have to tell us?"
I was hoping to wait until after everything with the werewolf was taken care of, but interacting with the House of White just brought it more to mind. You
Silver.
remember how Carmine and I have been discussing things for quite a few days before he left the party. We're discussing the dragon-blooded child that he is keeping an eye on.
They're not dragon-blooded. That's the whole point.
They're just blooded.
What
Just
money?
blooded.
I'm sorry.
They
Get
they are not blooded by any creature.
Yeah, they're not blooded,
whatsoever.
but they're sorcerers.
They're their own race of blooded.
It's not necessarily his own race. They're not dragon-blooded, but they have this level of sorceress mind. Who's not, essentially, you know who I mean, this child.
Yeah, we got the child.
Carmine and I had discussed this for quite some time. His knowledge on the bloodlines actually came in right in hand. And it is possible that it's not a new bloodline was discovered, as he may have thought.
An old forgotten one.
Makes sense.
An old one rediscovered. Yeah.
No. It's possible someone has figured out a way to create sorcerers instead of it being a bloodline. To manufacture the same.
I mean, a random village girl with no oversight. You'd think if they went through that time, they would be more invested in protecting and securing the child.
I don't know if they'd want to cause that much attention.
Rich, I sent you a message.
Yeah, I know. I tried
I
to.
didn't- I
I
didn't
swapped on Discord without instead of using my phone. So I was like, shit. Like, I was so good this whole time.
You didn't send me a message. I don't see anything.
No. He said
No,
me.
I sent Rich
PM.
a message.
Oh, okay.
Just continue.
Oh, I mean, I want you to imagine a manufactured bloodline. The new noble lineage you can just create, because the houses don't really have a way to determine how lineage is
Also,
determined
one
to make-
without a curse, a
Um,
curseless lineage.
Jesse
And
gets
not even-
very kind of uncertain and quiet.
She doesn't know about any of this, by the way.
She's
Yeah, I
a
never told her.
dragonborn.
Have we not told Jesse about the child?
Wait, Jesse's a
No.
dragonborn?
Yeah,
What?
Jesse's been a dragonborn the whole time.
Yeah, she's a fucking dragon.
Yeah,
Oh shit. Oh okay.
yeah, she's a green dragonborn.
Okay.
But oh,
No, yeah.
Who's
How
the
does-
child?
How does that work in this world? Are they
Are
related
you
to dragons?
asking as
So,
Trixie?
She a sorcerer?
Dragonborn are specifically it's a offshoot of they're basically like a weird offshoot of bastards inside of this, where they're a part of the blooded house that have no magic, but because they have this very obvious physical trait, it means that they're kind of treated in this weird middle ground where like some people care about them and some people are like absolutely no. Particularly among the islands, dragonborns are no-go, but among the mainland, they're kind of favored a little.
Okay.
I kind of wouldn't mention this if Jesse was here and I knew that. I mean, I guess I'm partway through it now.
No, yeah,
She's,
no,
in
I'm-
she's in our group, man.
I'm-
She's-
I'm-
she's
I'm aware.
part of the-
Stuff happens. You get born.
No,
you
but-
get born certain ways.
But the idea of manufactured bloodlines, you could have bastard children no longer be bastard. Essentially, you could create the favored agents in the same way as the dragons of old did. It's not direct descendants, it's the people that you choose be part of this bloodline. Like Razimira creating agents. You could make vassal houses. You could have the House of Red just have a legion of their own sorcerers under their own command. People that would be indebted to this lineage that they'll be able to be part of.
Which also would take a couple generations to.
No. That's the thing. This isn't the sort of thing that you need to have that much time.
Are you
Would-
saying that an adult could just have it turned on?
I'm saying that if they have created not even a bloodline, but created something to the effect of the bloodlines.
But
you could,
Doesn't the person still have to be born and then grow up to adulthood to access that power?
not necessarily. From everything Carmine was saying, his child already has access to.
Well, yes, the child has access, but to be more as a vassal, you would obviously not be a 10-year-old child wildly shooting things uncontrolled. You would be trained.
It's more than just having a bloodline that you're born with. That's a way to sort of develop it from very young age. If his research and mine are to be believed, this could be something used for Dragonborn. Well, the non-magical, but still related to the dragon. You could make entire houses no longer be bastards, but specifically in part of the blooded houses themselves.
I mean, it's
You're
not.
manufacturing bloodlines.
It's not. I mean, it's far fetched, but it's not far fetched, really. If you think that the dragons did this, so
The humans.
I'm sure there have been several attempts by the houses to try and recreate such things.
Well, one of them has evidently been able. This was not random chance.
But
Whoever this
if
child
it's
was,
if it's not tied to a draconic bloodline,
nothing
it
yet.
might not be the draconic houses that did this.
Who else would benefit?
I mean, who else would benefit? The people that don't want the houses in power
Then why create more of them?
to fight them, to denounce claims that they have.
Perhaps, but wherever this is happening, it will mean chaos for them. It is a strange development.
I mean,
Can you explain the child for Strixie a little bit better?
So Carmine came across a child in the south who just a totally strangely had sorcerer's capacity, having no bloodline lineage associated with them.
And specifically, bloodlines would be,
Would be the-
anything like Fey, Draconic, demonic.
Angelic, elemental, undead.
They're
uh,
not connected to any of those.
Yeah.
Durst and Carmine shared some research, and they ended up deducing that someone is creating bloodline. Someone is.
Is Carmine the one that you punched?
Yes.
That's when I came in. So that's my
Okay.
only experience with Carmine, and then after that he was gone.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That was-
Okay, perfect.
We made
Thank-
up.
So
Thank you.
I spent some time in the Southlands, the Southern Orders and whatnot. Actually, a lot of time. And I'm sure in the North it's the same thing, that there's still some leftover magic that's in the ground from the Banishing War and whatnot. I've heard it affect the, stuff around there, like the plants and animals. I mean, could it have affected?
Are you suggesting a mom and dad went and did the hanky panky on the magic ground and poof, a
I'm not
blooded
saying
child
I'm
came
not
out?
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, like, fire breathing bears have happened and whatnot. So
Jesse is actually correct. There have been many accounts of anomalous sort of happenings occurring in the lands most affected by the Draconic Wars.
You're
That
literally
is so
looking at
saturated with magic that they actually have to send out usually a lot of wizards to sort of bring balance to the area and find the source of the anomaly. They are generally individuals very well versed in dispelling magics and curse breaking, but it happens more often than you might think. Someone has been able to adapt to this kind of wild magic is very concerning.
So it's
Right.
not a bloodline of any other thing. It's a human bloodline now.
Not necessarily human. It comes from none of them, but has the power of it. Turning raw magic into something of that nature requires some kind of knowledge that not many would have. I would suspect Stratovask, but does not seem possible.
But
That
in
was the
essence,
whole-
it's now a human bloodline. Like there's a direct person not connected with anything that possibly could be one of
I mean, it
pure
doesn't,
human.
it doesn't have to be human. It could be a dragonborn. It could be a dwarf. It could be
Well,
elf.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Pure themselves.
I
Purely themselves.
think it's a bloodline associated outside of the monsters.
So purely them, purely the creatures
bloodline
here.
pure magic.
Essentially,
Maybe.
yes.
Mm.
Magic of Jesus. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I understand that there is a large amount of individuals who would be greatly benefited by this, but
I slapped Jesse on the back, like, so you know that end of the world thing we were mentioning?
this doesn't
So
sound
the,
like the end of the world. This sounds like someone's problem that's
not
going to become other
that.
people's problems.
That's the thing, is other people's problems causing wars and fighting over the access to controlling this.
Yeah,
the one thing I'm trying to understand is how this could be connected to everything going on with the cultist, or perhaps it's not even related. But
It
Mm,
could just be a separate.
Cosnut, what is that thing? Not coincidence, but
Correlation.
there's not
That-
equal
Causation.
causality.
that. Yeah.
If
Well,
if
let's
it
go
were
get a-
cultists, I imagine that it would be tied to a draconic blood. Unless
Yeah.
they're trying to create
Separate?
sorcerers that can't be traced to any house to further hide their actions.
I mean, who's allowed to cross the barrier? No celestial fiends, dragons, but can humans or other creatures from our plane
I mean,
go?
we can
I
teleport,
mean, there's already
right?
communication.
What'd you say, Glimma?
There's already communication. We have that
Yeah.
confirmed.
The cultists have already been working in that.
I mean, we're able to teleport and everything. I mean, if it was that easy, why wouldn't they have
So
done
if
it?
they made a pure version that could go between,
All right. I feel like the initial reason why I started this little group, we've kind of gone beyond the scope of that with the information we kind of have. And
Would you like to write a new contract then?
no, I would like to talk to you all about how we move forward when meeting new
Fair
people
enough.
and the things that we say. And I adore you all to a point. But I've literally spent my entire life listening to nobles speak. And every person we meet, the most important tidbit of information we have, we just immediately offer up and lose any potential power play we might have. I just think we need to be smarter. For instance, this house, we found out quite shortly after telling this man that his curse was broken that he's pretty much a gigantic douchebag. We know nothing about him or what he will do with that knowledge. And I can tell you from my own house that there are good families and bad families. And I just think we need to be a bit smarter about our discretion.
Yeah, we can still burn the
Particularly-
house down and kill him.
Particularly, Doris, when it comes to my condition. I don't care if it is the foremost expert on blooded houses. It's not something we need to just tell everybody about.
Carmine would not say anything, and I would not betray your trust to anyone that I have not been clear on.
I understand, and I know that you have reconciled your differences with Carmine. I do not know him. And it's not just that. The cultists, Ashy, the moon cultists, you almost got killed. Literally, a knife at your throat. Under a magical spell where you couldn't do anything. I just think, with what we're getting ourselves into, we just have to approach things a bit smarter. That's all.
I understand what you're saying, and I would agree in terms of karma. That was out of lines that was related only to you and your person.
I know you were trying to help the rest. That's why I did not make a big fuss of it at the time.
I will disagree with you about the head of this house of Silver. As much of an asshole say he is.
Oh no,
do
he's
not
talking about the sun.
Oh, I understand. As much of an asshole as he is, no one deserves to live under that sort of pressure and pain every single day if there is no need to do so. The knowledge that we have, there are things that will put others in danger. This child, information on them, we keep close to the chest. No one must know. The fact that there are individuals trying to reach out to the dragons, we will share this information with those who we understand will get what we are trying to do and not betray our trust. But what has been put over the House of Silver, this pain that the mayor has felt, that this man's father has felt, that even this assholish bastard has felt, is knowledge that must be allowed to exist.
Not
I
saying,
will hold on to secrets that we have, but there are certain things that must be allowed to be free. That is one of them.
I agree, but I think it needs to be told to the right people first. The mayor did not tell us to tell him. The mayor gave us someone specific to tell.
I will be the first to say that there is some knowledge that should not be spread. I will defer to you in this for now.
I know I am not one for trying to talk and put on a stately face, but I have literally been forced to listen to assholes like him debate in courts for hours, weeks, months, years. And I think what information we have that we can use as leverage, even if we do intend to eventually tell people, we should use to our advantage.
Here, here.
So with that, you're gonna feel the wind sort of change directions, and you're gonna see from the field nearby the rice, is seemingly like little kind of bits of like ash kind of flying away, and you look and see there's a small singed patch on the ground, and
You're gonna fucking set the matters on fire.
we're gonna
I was
leave
like,
it,
"Holy
and
shit."
we're gonna leave it at that, right there.
Oh my god, it's 11.
Yeah, that's
Jesus.
exactly it. I was looking at this and I'm like, I need to close this really soon. So yeah, no, great session, and excited about chatting it all with you.